It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Our featured matchup tonight out in Toronto, where the Raptors will be going up against the New Orleans Pelicans. And for New Orleans, they haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. Look at the numbers DeMarcus Cousins has put up the last few seasons. Just astounding. The scoring, the rebounding. How about the defense?
Well, I think he's still one of the best true big men who plays inside the paint and as a three-pointer, but does most of his damage inside like big guys are supposed to do.
Well, you know what? You can't deal with his size and strength. That's the one thing. There's very few guys can do that. Emotionally, if he stays on course, he could be one of the greats that ever played this game. You don't believe that?
What happened?
Okay.
Time for tip-off. We send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Much needed visiting team New Orleans Pelicans. At small forward, Dante Cunningham. At shooting guard, Edwin. At the other guard position, Drew Holiday. At center, DeMarcus Cousins. At the other forward position, Anthony Davis. The head coach of the Pistons is Alan Gentry.
Toronto, Ontario, where the Raptors look to take one from a Western Conference team here at the Air Canada Centre, bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. And on the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. Taking a look at New Orleans. A great start to the season for them, notching 3 wins to tip it off.
And I think for New Orleans, they've got to be thrilled with the way this season has started for them. They've already got some big wins under their belt and definitely a confidence booster.
And that's what they needed early on. Some performances that proved to themselves and everyone else that they have the talent to compete with any team in the league.
And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, Holiday and Moore, the guards. The bigs inside, Davis and Cousins. And it's Cunningham in at the small forward.
He's only listed at 6'4", but Holiday plays bigger than that. That's the case on D more than anywhere else. He can guard 3 positions, and there's a lot of value in that.
That free throw, no good.
And when you look at the Pelicans, you got to expect for them to be one of the top defensive teams in the league. You've got the Twin Towers down low, and Drew Holiday is in the top handful, I think, of defensive point guards in the league.
And the second free throw, good. And Drew Holiday at 6'4", great size for the point guard position.
And his height enables him to cover shooting guards. At the same time, he does a great job of keeping smaller players in front of him.
Here's Cunningham, and the rejection by Valanciunas. Lowry with the ball. Ball's knocked loose. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. And Cunningham with the slam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
And Toronto has possession following the score by New Orleans. The pass to Powell. He dishes it to DeRozan. Looking for Ibaka. He gets it there. Count it.
Right into the teeth of the defense. Ibaka just too athletic to stop.
And so here's New Orleans. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
I mean, they were so impressive offensively. And when you do that, that can really help you on the road.
It's one thing to play inspired defense in that situation, but to get in that kind of offensive rhythm away from home, phenomenal.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, earlier I spoke with Dwayne Casey. This is the first meeting of the season between these teams, and he stressed to his guys they need to rely on their instincts at the offensive end. He said, we do a good job of finding soft spots in defenses without forcing things. If we keep doing that, we'll be in good shape. We'll see if they can keep that up tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, David. Their focus is going to be on good shot selection here early, guys.
And it's going to take a team effort. They can't have guys going solo and getting themselves into tough one-on-one situations.
It wouldn't hurt to focus on their low post game. It doesn't get any more high percentage than those easy looks in tight.
Now, here's DeRozan following the miss by Anthony Davis. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the threes and the twos last season for New Orleans.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the three-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
Tipped away. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. Lock at 6. Here's Valanciunas. Ibaka. And no good that time. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
Yeah, interconference matchup. Two teams that'll see each other only twice on the schedule.
It's always interesting. You're not exactly sure what you're going to get, but it'll be fun to see how it plays out. And he throws it right out of bounds. Careless mistake.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Davis, it's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Davis has got 6 points.
If there's a list of the best inside scorers in the NBA, Davis has got to be right at the top. When he gets his hands on the ball down low, you might as well just count it.
And it's Davis finishing it off.
And just building on to the lead, extending it, trying their best to put this one away.
You sense the game has a number of ways it can go. All you can do is your very best at that moment.
Here's Lowry, following the score by New Orleans. The wide open look here for DeRozan. It's good on the putback.
Excellent timing on the offensive glass, and Ibaka takes advantage of the second chance opportunity.
And Davis throws it down.
The offense is running well, but more importantly, they're taking the shots they know they can make.
Hard to maintain your discipline, but obviously this was the game plan coming in, and they're carrying it out.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points. Now here's Moore. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. That's tipped, and he recovers it. They retain possession. Yes, that goes in.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Here's Cousins, and the lead now, double digits on that bucket. 6 points for him.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
It is great to see how the Raptors have energized the city of Toronto and the whole country of Canada, in my opinion. They have some passionate fans, and guess what? A new generation falling in love with the game.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Well, the Raptors with terrific attendance rates, and playoff games are a hot ticket, Steve.
Yes, they are. There hadn't been a lot of postseason action in Toronto. The baseball and hockey teams are not exactly lighting it up, but the Raptors have been a bright spot for sure.
With a break in the action, let's now look at the league's top scorers. The real stats, the real scores from the real NBA. Fifth on the list, DeMarcus Cousins.
And his contribution to his team offensively cannot be understated. He is always leading the way for them with his ability to put up points.
Ibaka drawing the double team, passes it to DeRozan, and finished off by DeRozan.
You have to put DeRozan on the short list for best finishers in the NBA. He is fearless going to the rack.
And then Cunningham with the dunk.
And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Well, the two go hand in hand. Matching your strategy to your personnel is key.
And Ibaka kicks to foul. But they'll get another chance. A shot by Lowry, wide open. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. We take a look at the Warriors. Things going their way so far in this season. Right now, they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And, of course, the Pelicans, 2.5 games back.
And, you know, for the Pelicans, they've got to be thrilled with the way this season has started for them. They've already got some big wins under their belt and definitely a confidence booster.
And that's what they needed early on. Some performances that proved to themselves and everyone else that they have the talent to compete with any team in the league.
And Toronto has possession following the score by New Orleans. That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time. Here's DeRozan. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Chicago. It's stolen by Davis. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Good work defensively by Ibaka.
That was very tight defense. He tried to force the layup anyway. I think that was a questionable decision.
New Orleans leading by 9. Here's Davis. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got his 4th rebound in this one. DeRozan with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. And Lowry gets double-teamed. Ibaka outside. Foul for 3. Knocked loose. Ibaka dishes to Lowry. And it's Ejuan Moore with the foul. That's his first foul. Full 24-second shot clock. Here is Ibaka. He had 16 points in the win against Chicago. And the basket by Lowry.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And that one is good.
and they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Screen by Valanciunas. Pass to DeRozan. Right through the D for the layup. DeRozan's got his second basket of the game.
You like the way that DeMar DeRozan stuck with the play. A lot of guards will shy away from the contact when you have to go to the offensive glass.
Steve, as a player, do analytics give you a path to say, you know, I should change and lean more toward this, or I should stop doing that because I'm better at this? Does that ever enter a player's mind, you think?
And Kevin, I think guys should look at these numbers. When you're saying from this spot you're shooting 20%, stop shooting from that spot. If from this shot you're shooting 80%, you might want to get to that spot. So, and I think that in those cases, yes, analytics work. And when you're shooting a three and you're shooting about 30%, you need to step in.
Foul for three. The rebound by Holiday.
And they've come out with a take no prisoners.
That's what I'm talking about. Wow. That was nice.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
They have played physical, they have owned the paint, and they have built up a decent lead here in the first.
And the Raptors call time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Making a change here. Nogueira's checked in. And then for New Orleans, Allen comes in for Ejuan Moore. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for Drew Holiday. Lowry passes to Nogueira. Davis with the double team. Back to Lowry. Kicks to Nogueira. 6 to shoot. DeRozan against Allen. It's stolen by Davis. Here's Miller, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Miller's got his first points of the night.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
DeRozan against Allen. Ibaka with the screen on Allen. Ibaka goes in. And again, no good by Toronto.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard. And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Dominate on the court, and it's showing up on the scoreboard. Let's see if they can maintain this level of intensity.
It's stolen by Davis. That one finds the mark. It's the 10th time he's done that tonight on 14 shots.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Now here is Lowry. 17 points for him last game against Chicago.
Also, you have to mention the rebounding, another area where he excelled. Well, DeMar DeRozan grew up in Compton, idolizing Kobe Bryant. He's patterned his game after him as an isolation scorer, able to hit tough shots with a hand in his face.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And DeRozan always looking to get into his defender. He's got the size, Steve, and the athleticism to finish over the top.
And he has worked a lot on his ball handling and footwork. The master at the mid-range game. He's a bucket getter. In isolation plays, he's comfortable creating his own offense.
Anunoby, he's checked in for Toronto. Wright comes in for Kyle Lowry. And he's good on the second.
Good free throw shooter DeRozan. Started out as a go-with-the-flow type player. Now looks to dominate every game. He's a little uncomfortable in that in-between area, and the defense plays him that way.
And stolen by Miller. Here's Allen. Good. And Miller gets the assist.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Raptors trail by 18. Got a piece of it. And now the Pelicans on the break. Davis has got the ball, and it's in there. Davis has got 22 points.
We will talk about feed the hot hand. That's what they're doing this quarter, which is why they've been able to maintain momentum.
Pass to Anunoby. There's the screen. Feeds it to DeRozan. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. And it's Nogueira missing.
How does he miss that layup? He's too good to be doing that.
And it's slammed in by Davis.
And the point differential tells the story. Their two-way play has been outstanding.
You know, it's a matter of effort plus talent. You need both to dominate this way.
Here's DeRozan following the score by New Orleans. It's stolen by Davis. Goes up, and it's Davis finishing it off.
And so far, they have been in complete control of this one. Just a well-rounded effort on the road.
You know what they've done? They've been aggressive on both ends. That's showing up on the scoreboard.
Miles, that's good.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
And Davis with the basket on the assist by Allen. And that's now 28 points for Davis. Toronto shooting to start this game off about 41% from the floor. Here's Anunoby. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And here we go, Pelicans running again. And it's Davis finishing it off.
And a lot to like about that play, particularly how it ends.
Yeah, at the rack. That's what you want in transition, a high percentage look.
Now here's DeRozan. 5 points in the game. That one goes. Count it.
Early in this quarter, he's been aggressive and selective with his shots. Tremendous efficiency.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
And it's the Raptors ball. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
I just thought the defense was porous. Got any shot they wanted, really, for most of the evening.
I'll give them credit. Even though they were facing very little resistance, they refused to play down to the level of their competition.
And Toronto has possession following the score by New Orleans. 41 seconds left in the first quarter. High post try. They get the rebound. Allen, that's good. Allen's got his second bucket.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
And so here's Toronto. Now here's Wright. There's the double team with Allen. Nelson with the steal. Kicks it out to Allen. Wide open look. Rebound by the Raptors.
An uncontested look from mid-range. He typically drains that one.
And that's going to be a treble.
Yeah.
11 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Davis. Good work there as it goes. Davis has got 34.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Showing no mercy. Double-digit lead and still putting it on them.
He got it up. Got it off in time, but it's no good. We're at the end of the first quarter, and what a blowout already in this one. New Orleans on top, running away with it. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And Serge Ibaka, known for his shooting ability now, he talked about the confidence his teammates and his coach instilled in him.
He trusts you. Every time he passes the ball, when you don't shoot, he's screaming you, shoot ball. Then next time what? You will shoot. And if you miss, you say, yeah, good shot. You know, and your coaches in the practice talking to your teammates. Man, when Serge is open, give him the ball. He will make that shot.
Well, if you wonder how much difference a coach can make for a player, there it is. Huh?
You heard it in Serge's voice, too. That confidence has already been planted in him. That voice telling him, shoot the ball, is now in his own head. He's going to be just fine.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And the Pelicans have been rolling right along, haven't they?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
No, right off the tip, it was an ambush, pushing the pace every chance they got.
So for New Orleans right now, the bigs inside, Davis and Cousins. Ian Clark out there at Jameer Nelson. And it's Miller in at the 3 slot. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, it may not be the era of the center in the NBA, but Jonas Valanciunas has something to say about that. He said, I try to make sure they don't forget about centers. I'll keep reminding them. The league is full of guys that can do different things, but I still think you need a center that can rebound the ball and score in the low post. I agree. Kevin?
Well, the centers are still important, David. Good to see Valanciunas making his presence felt in the paint. Here's Wright after the made shot from Jameer Nelson. 5 on the clock. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. With this break in the action, here are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. These are the top passing teams in the league. 5th on the list, the Pelicans.
And a team that shares the ball will create opportunities for the right player to score.
Well, for New Orleans, shooting has been just uncontainable, 72%. And the Pelicans at last season's trade deadline making the big deal for DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, you look at Anthony Davis being paired with Cousins, and certainly on paper, you could make the argument that they've got the best 1-2 punch on the front line in the league. 2 Kentucky guys, great size and offensive skill in terms of their versatility. If they can surround them with shooters and some perimeter defense, I think this group could be scary.
And Nogueira, the 7-footer out of Brazil, very long, Steve, and athletic.
He is a leaper. That makes him a threat around the rim on both ends. But on the defensive end, he has to learn not to bite on those pump fakes.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Norman Powell's checked in for the Raptors. And New Orleans also making a change. Cunningham's checked in. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. There's the pick. Powell with the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Miles, and it's Miles with the jam.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
Here's Nogueira. There's the pass to Anunoby. A wide open look here for Wright. No good from outside.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Now here's Wright. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Powell kicks to Miles. Now here's Powell. Guarded by Nelson. Tipped away. Dishes it to Powell. Here's Anunoby. Guarded by Nelson. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
They continue to be outworked and outmuscled on the backboard.
For Toronto, they have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Toronto. And New Orleans also making a change. Holiday's checked in.
One shot.
And the free throw, no good. And Smitty, would you ever be interested in joining a team as a general manager or a personnel guy in a front office in the league?
I would, Kevin. I mean, I love everything about the game of basketball, and obviously played it, been in broadcasting. But a GM role is something I've always talked about, coaching, front office, whatever it may be. I'll be happy because I'm in the game of basketball. And then, Kevin, if I get that job, are you coming with me?
I'm always with you, by your side and ready to go. But let me ask you, when you were playing, Steve, did you consciously think, hey, someday I might be a coach, or I'd like to sit up in the stands and evaluate talent? Does it go through your mind in the throws in the middle of your career?
Yes, it does. And a lot of the guys, I would say my mentors, one was Lenny Wilkins. He did a fantastic job. Player coach at one time. I've talked a lot to him. My wife and Joe Dumar's wife are sisters, so me and Joe have a close relationship. Pat Riley, I pick the brains of the best, and hopefully one day I'll get that chance, and hopefully I'll make that move. But right now, I'm loving what I'm doing.
Cunningham. And the Pelicans get it back. Lays it up off the glass. Cousins has got 12 points in the game.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
There's the dish to Powell. Pass to Anunoby. Now Powell. 6 points for him. Pass to Anunoby. To the paint. Valanciunas.
Love the flush there from Valanciunas, leaving no doubt on that play.
The Pelicans have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. And there's DeMarcus Cousins on the assist by Holiday. Holiday's got 6 assists in the game. Toronto's gone 0 of 3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Powell for 3. It's not going to go for him. And it's the Pelicans taking it the other way.
He's being aggressive, trying to turn around the team's fortunes, but he's having a hard time executing.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Some changes for New Orleans. Ashik comes in for DeMarcus Cousins, and Moore subbed in for Miller. And then for Toronto, Serge Ibaka has checked in for Anunoby, and it's Lowry in for DeLon Wright.
One shot.
And in today's game, we're really so used to thinking of passing as the key to an efficient offense. But this Raptors club, they do it a different way. For them, the screen is the assist, giving their guards space to pull up or attack the rim.
Here's Cunningham. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And the Raptors for the last few seasons, Greg, right at the bottom of the league in assists.
Yeah, but nevertheless, they do make good decisions. They're a low turnover team, and they've been pretty efficient offensively. One area where you can offset that is by their ability to get to the free throw line, because that puts a lot of pressure on your defense with their ability to attack.
That's good from Cunningham. And across the NBA, we've seen players taking a vocal stance on various social issues. Smitty, you think that's pretty important?
Very important, and I think this generation has done it better than my generation. Obviously speaking out, but yes, they're using their social media tools to come out and talk about important issues. And one thing you just want to bring light to these issues, and hopefully a lot of people, the more light you bring, the more solutions I think will come about.
Well said. Powell for 3.
Lacking confidence right now in his offense. He's been shaky all period. And they could have used that trying to cut into this league. He's been off all night.
And for the Raptors, they're shooting under 40% all in all for the game. And Lowry has it in the corner. And the Raptors miss again. New Orleans dictating the flow. Here's Moore. Makes it off the glass.
And a high percentage look there, and he takes full advantage. Bumps up the lead.
Yeah, the lead now is double digits. Some tricky matchups out there, not a lot of solutions. There it is, his first make from beyond the arc in the second quarter, his third of the game.
Outside Holiday. And it's Toronto with the rebound. And here's Miles. 9 points last game out. Shot from the top of the key. Here's Cunningham, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Toronto called for the foul. And the New Orleans Pelicans last season with one of the worst offensive rebounding percentages in history.
Yeah, I mean, it improved somewhat with DeMarcus Cousins coming in. But I think really it's the team's philosophy, though. They value getting back in transition more than they value a chance to attack that offensive glass.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
The first free throw is good. We all know just how physically strong NBA players are, Steve, but they have to be mentally tough as well. How about in that category? Who has the best mental toughness, guys you've observed?
I look at a guy that loves the big moment right now. On top of the list has to be a Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, the great ones. Russell Westbrook, I mean, his focus, and James Harden. Those are the guys that stick out for me that just come in and night out. Al Horford, mental toughness. You love those guys because their mental toughness match their skill set. They usually have great results.
Here's Hushik. No good off the back of the rim.
Wow, he had it at point-blank range, but the defense was all over him.
Here's Cunningham, and Cunningham with the slam.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
The shot by Powell, no good.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
Yeah, and the Pelicans, after making the playoffs in 2015, had some high expectations with superstar Anthony Davis, but last year was a bit of a disappointment, and it forced them to kind of pull the trigger and go out and land DeMarcus Cousins. So their fortunes now, I think, are going to be held by those 2 anchors on the front line.
2.
And the first one drops. Greg, what would you say is the key for the Pelicans to get back in the playoff mix?
There's several. I think rebounding was a big problem. The trade for Cousins should help in that area, and every team needs more shooting. But I think in particular, this group does. And then first and foremost, look, you got to stay healthy. Hard to figure out what you have when you never get a chance to see it.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
From deep. Pelicans pull it in.
Yeah, and that three-point shot, it really has looked awful here in the second quarter. It hasn't stopped him from attempting them, but it's time to maybe find something else to do.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Lowry, good.
If Lowry gets his feet set under him on a catch and shoot like that, the odds are it'll go in.
Here's Allen. Nice D from Valanciunas.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling.
And Valanciunas, far from a finished product, Steve. His coaches and teammates feel he will get better, but in your opinion, where does he need to improve?
I think on the defensive end, he does a nice job of blocking shots, but I would love to see him in rotations, being able to be there a little bit earlier. And then on the offensive end, extend his range a little bit more and also have somewhat of a go-to move down on the low block.
2 shots.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas. And you look at the Raptors, one of the top teams in the East, Greg, but do they have a chance to go all the way?
I think they're a threat to make the finals. Can they win it all? They may be a piece or two away, but still a young and aggressive core They continue to try to add pieces, and this is a group that has proven they want to win and win now.
And Valanciunas out of Lithuania, the 5th overall pick back in 2011.
Yeah, he's still quite young. You know, a lot of talent offensively. Defensively, he's probably had less of an impact, but that's where he has to take the next step.
Raptors shooting 35% so far in the second. They need to move the ball around more and find better looks. Time now for an injury report. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge for an update on DeMarcus Cousins. David?
Well, Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for the Pelicans. He told me that in his opinion, the injury does not appear to be too serious. That is such a tough blow to take at the early stage of this season. Hopefully, with it being early, he can recover and help this team down the road. Kevin?
Thanks for checking in, DA. Injuries are always tough to deal with, but they're just a fact of life in the NBA.
And he'll have a lot of support as he goes through the recovery process. They want him back as soon as possible.
And we know how much better they'll be as a team when he's out of those street clothes and back in uniform.
Here's Allen after the made shot from Jonas Valanciunas.
He's really taken a hold of this first half and made it his. He is making all the right decisions out there.
Lowry kicks to Ibaka. There's the double team with Allen. Ibaka sets the pick for DeRozan. Back to Powell. He tries for 3. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assist. DeRozan's got 3 assists in the game. Allen kicks to Davis. Over Valanciunas. And it's Davis missing.
Well, this is why you see guys shying away from their mid-range jumper. It's a bit of a lost art.
Holiday against Lowry. And Lowry gets double-teamed. Here's Ibaka. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
Kyle Lowry with great vision and court awareness on that play. What a pass.
Here's Davis. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. Davis has got 40 points.
It's just hard to believe that someone can perform at such a high level. They've got to thank him for this lead.
Knocks it loose. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. And we see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Davis.
Well, that is what it looks like when you are in the zone. He's been very efficient with his scoring and is leading the way for his team on offense. With every make, you can see the confidence growing. And I don't think he'll slow down anytime soon.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Poke loose and out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Lowry. Averaging 12 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
You know, mentally, he's a pass-first type of player. It gets everyone involved and engaged, and that really sparks this offense.
And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity. And that sends Valanciunas to the free throw line. It's on Tony Allen. And Kyle Lowry over the last few seasons slimmed down about 15 pounds. He's, Greg, been playing the best basketball of his career.
No doubt. He's still got that low center of gravity, almost like a bowling ball. He just gets under his man, and his strength and tenacity enable him to create chaos at both ends of the floor.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas. And here in the early part of the season, Steve, when you played, did you have a favorite part of the regular season?
I did. I think right around All-Star break and afterwards, because now you know you have a chance or you're in the hunt. You got to start to pick this up to put you in a place for the postseason. But if you're not in the postseason, February starts to feel like a drag.
I bet. But when you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, at least now you got something to aim for, right?
Yes.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Raptors coach Dwayne Casey talked about the chemistry on his team. He said, "We couldn't be better. There's no ego, no hidden agendas. Guys understand their roles. Kyle Lowry told me, "We're a complete team, 15 deep, and we really mean that. You never know whose time it's going to be." Kevin?
And DA depth is a crucial part of any team's success. Knowing you can rely on your teammates to step up is huge. Anunoby, he's checked in for Powell. And a change for the Pelicans. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Cunningham. Davis inside, and it's Davis finishing it off.
Well, this is what every coach emphasizes. Keep your head up, be willing to make the extra pass.
There's 45 seconds left in the first half. Toronto shooting for the game at 42%. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Back to Lowry with the tip. We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Cousins. That misses off the backboard.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
For New Orleans, they have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
That free throw missing. And he's good on the second. There's 18 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Right against Nelson. That's tipped. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
And you don't need the big play. Right now, you just need the smart one.
This is what desperation can do. You start to play outside of yourself, making a bad situation worse.
Here's Miller. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. Nelson's got 6 assists here tonight with 1 on the clock. And so it's New Orleans with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Alvin Gentry. Coach, you're leading at the half. What will you continue to emphasize to your team?
Well, I mean, defensively, we still have to be good. We got to rebound the basketball. And then we've got to continue to push the basketball and score offensively.
We'll see if you can keep that going in the second half, Coach. Thanks. Back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It was a big-time first quarter from Anthony Davis. He went on an historic scoring frenzy, tallying a ridiculous number of points, 2 block shots, and 6 steals. Kenny, your thoughts? How the Pelicans are playing?
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession, so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm. As smart and as safe as they're playing, they made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
They relied way too heavily on the three-point shot in the first half. Their long-range game was off. That's my off sound, Ernie. They were off, but they still settled for the outside shots. They got to put more pressure on the defense by pounding it inside and attacking the basket.
And that's all we can do for now. As the second half begins, we get you back to Kevin Harlan.
The evening commute has plenty of people on the move here tonight in Toronto, where we welcome you back to On 2K. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You look at Anthony Davis in this game, he's been everywhere.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks, and I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
And I can't wait to see what he has in store during this second half. Some of those jams were downright absurd.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So the Raptors 5 right now. Ibaka is the 4 and Valanciunas in the middle. The talented Lowry and DeRozan pair in the backcourt. And it's Powell in at the 3 spot. Here's DeRozan after Drew Holiday's score. And now Moore pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into easy points.
And after the Raptors were swept in the 2017 conference semifinals, do you guys get the sense that Coach Dwayne Casey's on the hot seat?
You know, I don't think so. I think Casey already survived a changing of the guard in the front office. He doesn't feel the pressure to keep his job, just the pressure to do his job, putting his players in the best position to compete.
Here's Lowry, following the basket by Anthony Davis. And Lowry gets double-teamed. Powell. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Cunningham's got his 4th rebound in this one. And Davis, here we go. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Cousins has got his 7th assist in the game. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
And the foul called on Anthony Davis. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Powell with the screen. Lowry with the ball. And Holiday picks him up defensively. A solo fast break. Here's Davis. And it's Davis finishing it off.
Oh, terrific pick. Then kicks it right ahead, turning defense into offense.
And on the other side, that's an annoying miscue. Total lack of focus.
Here's DeRozan. The Pelicans make their last shot. It's tipped. Davis dishes to Moore. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
Yeah, but just the 2nd turnover of the game. I mean, overall, pretty meticulous offensively.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Powell with it. He's got 15. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Powell's got 17 now.
He turned on the Jets. As soon as he got that screen, they went right to the hole. Great decision-making there.
And a perfect time here to look at all the teams that score the most points off turnovers. Here are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. Number 1, the Raptors.
And all those points off turnovers have been a huge bonus. I mean, that aggressive defense has also paid dividends at the offensive end of the floor.
No one covering. Powell's got a pair of threes now here in the third for Toronto.
A solid beginning to this second half offensively. 3 for 4 from the floor.
And Cousins gets it to go.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Lowry kicks to Powell. And Cousins comes over to help. Screened by Valanciunas. The feed now to DeRozan. 6 to shoot. And Davis sends it back.
He's got that huge wingspan, and boy, does he use it well on the defensive end. If Davis is within shouting distance of the shooter, there's a good chance he'll get a hand on it.
Man, he's been on point, not forcing things, getting the most of his looks within the flow.
And they double up DeRozan. Lowry with the ball, picked up by Davis. Lowry passes to Valanciunas. Can't connect from short range. For New Orleans, they've got nearly everything to drop this quarter. They're 7 of 8 from the floor since halftime.
Oh, that's just an incredible find coming from the big man. No debating Cousins' smarts on the court. He picks out a pass there that not many guys would have seen.
Powell for 3. Offensive rebound. The Pelicans have gone 9 of 10 on their attempts in the third quarter. That is 90% from the field. What a roll they're on.
Oh, great defense. They anticipated the play and got there first.
The Raptors making a switch here. Miles is checked in, and the Pelicans also making a change. Clark, he's checked in for more. Toronto's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Ibaka with a screen on Holiday. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
One of Serge's specialties, good instincts around the rim, cleaning up the garbage.
And Cunningham with the slam.
Yeah, and in terms of accuracy, they are dominating the second half.
I like that they're trying to maximize the value of each possession, and you know their coach likes it.
Now here's Powell. He's got 20. Knocked away. And now the Pelicans on the break. Here's Cousins. Here's Clark. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Powell, that's good.
He has flat out dominated this quarter, hitting shots at will, yet they still find themselves behind.
Here's Cunningham. Rebound by the Raptors. And the Raptors looking for a way to break through the East. Smitty, how do they get past the Cavaliers?
I don't know, Kevin. That's the question. As long as LeBron James stands in their way, it won't be easy. DeMar DeRozan said it himself. The key will be finding another star. In today's NBA, you need at least 3 stars to win.
Cousins. And it's Lowry with the rebound.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
Now, here is Ibaka. 10 points for him. Outside Lowry. Shot clock at 5. Valanciunas sets a screen for Lowry. And a miss there on the triple.
You know, he really is forcing it right now. This has been a frustrating night for him.
Offensive rebound. And Davis throws it down.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways, and that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
Now here's Miles. He's got 6, gets the three-pointer to fall.
Bad communication defensively. This is the last guy you want to leave open from there. You know he's going to take a lot of shots out there. He's their number 1 option right now.
Raptors have gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. And here we go. Holiday heading to the hoop. And Davis throws it down.
And a lot to like about that play, particularly how it ends.
Yeah, at the rack. That's what you want in transition, a high percentage look.
Now here is Lowry. He's got 5. Ibaka, no luck. Davis inside, defended by Ibaka. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Greg, from his one-and-done season at Kentucky, leading college basketball in block shots. We knew Anthony Davis could dominate defensively, but did you have any idea he'd be this good offensively?
None. I mean, with his length and athleticism, you knew he'd have an impact as a finisher. But the way his shooting has developed, it has been remarkable. Now, granted, this was a guy that at one point was recruited to play point guard coming out of high school, but he's playing more like a shooting guard with his skill set.
And that one falls for Davis. So both teams changing it up here. And so Anthony Davis nails both of them. Toronto with the ball. It's Allen on the wing. Davis down low. Over Nogueira. Nogueira pulls it in. Toronto shooting down near the 40% mark since halftime. They've been slow getting going. Miles dishes to Wright. He kicks to Ibaka. Down low, Nogueira. And the dunk by Nogueira.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. For Toronto, they've gone 7 for 16 in the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Nogueira's got 4 points in the quarter.
Just a positive force right now for these guys, and though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
To the middle, here's Anunoby, makes it off the glass.
High percentage play, working the ball in close, then the nice move to convert.
Here's Davis, the basket good off the assist from Nelson. 62 points for Anthony Davis.
Yeah, what a quarter for him. Firing on all cylinders, putting this team in a good place.
It's Miles on the wing. And it's Davis finishing it off.
Yeah, well, I mean, once he gets the ball, it's just off to the races.
And you have to like the punctuation at the end of it. Great individual play.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. And the Raptors with the ball, following the score by New Orleans. And New Orleans pushing it up now. And slam dunk by Clark.
And a late reaction by the defense makes that one a no contest.
You know, he got out before people could turn their heads, and he's already gone with no hesitation.
Pass to Anunoby. A three-pointer off the mark. And the Pelicans with the possession. They're on a 14-6 run. And they pick up 2. 66 points for Anthony Davis.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
In the corner, Nogueira with it. A beautiful reverse layup.
And he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
And it's slammed in by Davis.
Yeah, I'd say that shot is well within his range.
I would hope so. Right with it, and it's Nelson picking him up. Davis with the double team. And here we go with Davis heading to the hoop. And it's slammed in by Davis.
Oh, terrific pick. Then kicks it right ahead, turning defense into offense.
And on the other side, that's an annoying miscue. Total lack of focus.
Doubled by Nelson. Kicks to Miles. The pass to Anunoby. And up the floor again for New Orleans, running the court. And that one's good by Clark.
Well, that's 3 of their last 5 baskets in transition.
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for them.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
Now, here's Nogueira. 10 points for him. Ibaka. Nelson with the rebound. Here's Clark. It's deflected. 59 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Anunoby, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Clearly a foul.
And this will be his second and third shots at the line here.
OG Anunoby taking 2 shots.
First one falls for him. DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Toronto. Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for New Orleans. No good on the second free throw.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Now here's Wright. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And they double up DeRozan. Passes it to Anunoby. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assist.
Great heads-up look there from DeRozan to get his teammate an easy basket.
Here's Davis, and finished off by Davis.
Serve and the defense there. He makes a terrific read.
The Raptors shooting reasonably well, 45%. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And Wright kicks to Nogueira. Doubled by Nelson. Wright sets a screen. Shot clock at 6. Over Moore. And they will call over the back on the play.
Yeah, but at least he's getting after it on the backboard, but got a little carried away on that one.
When you're assertive, when you're being physical, good things tend to happen, except for the foul calls.
Miller, that's for 2. No good there. And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans, able to put on a show for the ages. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And from the most recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Dwayne Casey.
They're playing harder, they're cutting harder, they're running harder, they're playing defense on us harder down here. We're kind of tiptoeing on our cuts. We got to up our level.
And Dwayne Casey imploring his guys to put forth a greater effort, feels they're getting out hustled.
That's right. I mean, the one thing coaches cannot stand is a lack of energy. Expect these guys to ramp it up from an intensity standpoint.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. So for New Orleans right now, Jones is out there with Diallo. Then it's Jameer Nelson. Then it's Omer Asher. And it's Cook in at the 2-guard spot. Here is Cook. Lucas Nogueira picking up that last basket.
And this is the value of letting the play develop. You find the weakness in the defense.
Here's Wright. Pass to Caboclo. Lets the 3 fly. Rebounded by Jameer Nelson. Well, for New Orleans, shooting 69%, showing you what a well-oiled offense looks like tonight. Raptors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Caboclo, the pass to Nogueira. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Skying high, one of his advantages as an undersized forward.
First personal foul, team first.
One shot. One shot.
And that one misses. And so here is New Orleans. Here's Hasek. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Two shots.
That free throw missing. He hits the second from the line. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Nelson against Wright. Pass to Caboclo. This one for three. The shot, no good. Now New Orleans will take it the other way.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
What a valuable asset to the offense, having a big with that kind of range.
Here's Anunoby. Now here's Nogueira. He feeds it to Wright. 6 to shoot. There's the screen. The floater. The rebound by Cook. For New Orleans, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Count that one.
And that's another fast break bucket. And this is the pace, though, guys, that's been working for them.
They are winning the battle in transition. Look for them to keep pushing the tempo.
Wright with it, and it's Nelson picking him up. Here's Anunoby. Wright outside. Now the pass to Anunoby. Traps in the tray.
Tough screen set there, and the defense was not prepared for it.
Here's Ashik, and Ashik throws it down.
The execution on point. Just terrific timing on these passes.
You know what? Controlling the pace, being patient, great vision. We're seeing it all tonight.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Second person, second team.
Shooting one.
The Pelicans have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
At the line, the Pelicans. Jones. At the line for 2.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Jones. And so Jones nails both of them. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Passes it to Siakam. To the left wing. Anunoby sinks the triple. Anunoby's got 6 points in the quarter.
Another triple. And that's been the story of this second half.
Coming out of the break, they've relied on their perimeter offense to generate points. Right now, it's working.
Wow, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Here's Anunoby, following the score by New Orleans. And Jones over to help. 6 to shoot. Pirtle with the ball. Jones covering, and he gets it to go.
Really nice work. Pirtle going to town on the weak defense down in the paint.
Jones drives in. The basket good off the assist from Nelson.
And you have to like the location of this pass. Gives it to him where he can do something with it.
Here's Caboclo. He dishes it to Pirtle. And Jones over to help. Shoots the three. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Feeds it to Ashik. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
They get it back. Here's Van Vliet. Here's Anunoby. Here's Caboclo. Offensive rebound. Pirtle. Here's Siakam. Tough break there. Shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. Cook. Good.
Defense, for me, just hasn't made the commitment to sprint back in transition, and that's why you see such a huge differential in fast break points.
Here's Van Vliet, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. Takes a three. Anunoby. The second chance points on the tip in.
Now we can say it. He's a completely different shooter this half. Much more confidence, much more success.
Ashik with the bucket. Ashik's got 12 points in just the second half.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Here's Caboclo. Puts up a three. And the shot will not go from Anunoby. Goes back up. Ashik with the bucket.
Wow, he is lighting it up here in the second half.
Toronto shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. Here's Van Vliet. Got a piece of it. Pass to Caboclo. There's the triple. Pirtle kicks to Van Vliet. Pass to Anunoby. Here's Caboclo. The pass to Anunoby. 4 on the clock. Shoots a three. Ashik pulls it in. Ashik's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Goes up on the wing. Not enough on that one as it misses. Here's Van Vliet.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Passes to Caboclo. Baseline jumper. It's hauled in by Diallo.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
If you give it to him, he'll take that shot every time down the floor. I'm sure he's kicking himself.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. The Raptors shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. Caboclo kicks to Pirtle. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
Low block shot on the way. And it's Jones, that time on the assist by Nelson. Jones has got 6 here in this quarter.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Van Vliet kicks to Caboclo. And Jones over to help. Pass to Anunoby. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Nelson left side. Here's Diallo. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Here's Anunoby. To the inside. slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
I don't know what Coach told him at halftime, but he is shooting the lights out right now.
They get it back. Diallo, and the layup's good off the glass.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Pass to Anunoby. It's Pirtle top of the key. The pass to Anunoby. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Pascal Siakam. Van Vliet passes to Valanciunas. 5 to shoot. Knocks it loose. And pushing it up. Here's New Orleans. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
At the line of the box, Shaq Diallo. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. And so he hits both. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they've played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Shooting for Toronto, Lucas Nogueira. 2 shots.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
No good on the free throw. He hits the second from the line. Well, for New Orleans, shooting the ball with incredible accuracy. 68% so far.
And guys, you don't think this fella can do some major damage if he gets an opening to the rim.
G8, they just learned that lesson the hard way. They better put a little bit more effort into their D the next time down.
The defense has to feel real embarrassed right now. They totally got schooled on that highlight reel play.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious.
You love it when a big man has those soft hands. Rarely any problem converting that close to the rim.
Miller with the double team. Passes it to Caboclo. Fires from deep. Raptors with a fresh shot clock. Nogueira with the bucket.
Oh, easy putback. No one got a body on it.
And there's one thing you're trying to minimize. It's second chance opportunities. Poor defensive rebounding for them.
Here's Caboclo. Wright outside. Screened by Valanciunas. Nogueira gets a screen for Wright, and that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're ahead. 1:52 left here in the fourth quarter.
And you can see his wheels are turning. We'll see what he draws up here.
It's been an ongoing battle of adjustments, trying to identify your strongest matchup each time down the floor.
chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Anthony Davis.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
He silenced this crowd with an unreal display. His ability to drown out the noise and the hostility of an opposing crowd is pretty special. .152 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Anunoby. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Caboclo, defended by Allen. And the three ball is good.
And you can see where they're attacking here in the fourth, strictly from the perimeter.
You know, plenty of teams, they try this strategy. Works when you're hot, but works against you when you're not. Sharing the basketball, plenty of guys talk about it, but not everyone does it.
And stolen by Miller. Here's Clark, guarded by Wright.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for New Orleans.
This is a game where the defense, steals specifically, generating a lot of opportunities.
And it created possessions for them, scoring opportunities, and that effort a big part of what will be a nice victory here tonight.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Davis.
Active hands tonight. He may have gambled a bit, but sometimes you have to take chances to make plays, and he did that tonight.
He misses the free throw. And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both. The Pelicans shooting 69%, showing you what a well-oiled offense looks like tonight. Miller, no luck. Raptors shooting fairly well in the fourth, around 48%. Now here's Wright. He's guarded closely. Inside, Valanciunas.
And you got to like that they are competing all the way through. Try and maybe build some momentum going into the next one.
Because the execution was not there tonight. That's something they can use this time to work on.
Now here's Wright. Sweet little floater.
Yeah, going to the floater right there. That was pretty.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Fires from the wing. Ashik, no good. Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, focus. Just make the simple play.
They get it back. Miller outside. 8 feet away. Here's Clark. It's deflected. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony, this was a win where you guys looked like you were confident and understood that you really can't win every time out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Coming into every game, we think we can win each game, and we definitely believe that. And we got to go out there and fight every game, hustle, our energy, our defense, and we're going to fight for the rest of the season.
Looking good out there right now, Anthony. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.